Hello everyone, I am Varun Gupta and you are watching Natural English. This is Verbal Ability Capsule number 31, useful for everybody. The Prime Minister refused to be put on the spot and just touched on the matter, assuring the journalists present that plans were in the pipeline to get the road building work going as soon as possible. Put on the spot. When somebody puts you on the spot, he forces you into a situation in which you must make a difficult decision or answer a difficult question. When somebody puts you in a difficult situation where you need to answer or make decision on the spot, then you have been put on the spot. All is done to avoid being put on the spot or challenged. Every possible thing has been done so that nobody can put one on the spot or nobody could challenge one. To avoid being put on the spot or to avoid being challenged, we have taken all possible care. It's funny how ideas shrink away when people are put on the spot. It's very interesting sentence. How ideas shrink away, suddenly your ability to think goes away. The idea generation shrinks. You can't generate ideas when people are put on the spot, when people are put into difficult situation or they are asked difficult question to answer immediately, their mind stops thinking. And the speaker says, it's really funny that people who are otherwise so well speakers, when they are put on the spot, suddenly they become tongue-tied. They can't speak, they can't think. The idea generation goes away, and the word for this situation is stage fear. Many people have stage fear. They can speak so well in personal, but the moment they are asked to speak in public, the stage fear grips them and ideas shrink away because they are put on the spot. To touch on. When we touch on something, we deal it very briefly in written or spoken discussion. We don't go into detail, we simply touch it and then proceed. Then we have touched on. No one touched on this topic. Nobody just spoke a single word about this topic. This topic was a taboo. Nobody want to speak on this topic. Taboo. Nobody can touch on this topic. In his lecture on geology, he touched on the subject of climate. When he was giving a lecture on geology, he just touched on the subject of climate. He simply dealt the subject briefly and then proceeded. He did not go into detail. In the pipeline, when something is in the pipeline, it is in the process of being planned or developed. Something is being planned. I am planning something, I am developing something, so it is in the pipeline. We have an interesting new database program in the pipeline. We are working on an interesting new database program. It is in the pipeline. That means engineers are working on it. This new program is being developed. It should be on sale early next year. That means in the beginning of next year, we should be ready to offer it to our customers and clients. So definitely this sentence is spoken by somebody from the software industry. Somebody who belongs to higher scales in some software development corporation just informed media that we have a very interesting new database program. It is being planned, being developed, and by next year we must be able to sell it. Already in the pipeline is a 2.9% pay increase for teachers. That means the teachers should get 2.9% pay increase. This is in the pipeline already. That means already we have been planning or developing such a plan that teachers should get 2.9% pay increase. This is already being considered. This is already being planned. Get the road building work going. When we get something going, we succeed in starting a machine, a vehicle or a process. So we have got it going. What about my copier? Copier? Photocopier, photocopy machine. What about my copier? Can you get it going again? Can you make it work again? That means the copier has stopped working or there are some problems in the copier and the speaker says, can you please start it again? Can you make it function again? We are prepared to sustain losses for several years. Sustain when you bear with something. We are ready to sustain losses. That means we know that for many years we will have to face losses and we are ready for that while we get it going. When a new project is done, initially you have a lot of losses for several years and the speaker has informed us about his readiness to bear with losses for several years. They know that this will be a long process to come in profits. Let's look at the complete sentence. The Prime Minister refused to be put on the spot and just touched on the matter, assuring the journalists present that plans were in the pipeline to get the road building work going as soon as possible. Prime Minister refused to be put on the spot. Now the media people might have asked some difficult questions, but the Prime Minister refused to be put on the spot. He was smart enough to avoid being caught and he simply touched on the matter. He just dealt with the matter briefly and proceeded. And what he did, he assured the journalists that plans were in the pipeline, that plans are being developed so that the road building work may be got going as soon as possible, so that we may start the road building work as soon as possible. So the Prime Minister is seasoned. He knows how to handle such questions and when not to be caught. Sentence number 2. This novel is an enormous piece of work which didn't really get going until halfway through. I was also put off by the writer's somewhat stilted style of prose. Enormous. Something is enormous when it is very large in size, very large in quantity, very large in extent. Huge, very, very big, enormous. There was an enormous oak table in the center of the room. The room must have been big. In the center, there was a very big table made of oak. So enormous means very, very huge, very, very large in size. That man has such an enormous ego. Now some people may have enormous ego. Ego up to a great extent. I have never known anyone so full of themselves. Now please understand, so full of. When I say he is full of himself, it basically means he is very, very egoist. He always talks of himself only. He is full of himself. He has an enormous ego. The next is put off. Put off basically means to stop or to prevent someone from doing something. When you stop someone, you have put him off. You have put off him. Don't be put off by his appearance. Don't prevent yourself by his appearance. He is actually quite a charming person. So the speaker says that his appearance may prevent you from going near him. But don't do this. He is basically a very charming, very attractive person, very good guy, but his initial first impression may put you off. I really wanted to be friends with her. To be friends with somebody. I really wanted to be friends with her, but I was put off by her ego. But she has such a huge ego that her ego prevented me from going near her. I could not be friends with her because of her ego. Stilted. Stilted basically is very, very old-fashioned, unnatural use of language. Now please understand, we are learning natural English. Some people write very unnatural English, stilted style, and that is not welcomed by everybody. He writes in a formal and rather stilted style. His style of writing is formal and rather stilted, very, very old-fashioned. He does not write in today's style, and therefore people might read less. We made stilted conversation for a few moments. Conversation talking between two people or three people. So we made stilted conversation, old-fashioned, unnatural conversation When you come in contact with somebody whom you don't like very much, with whom you don't want to talk, but you need to talk because of social pressure, then you have a stilted conversation, a conversation which is unnatural and old fashioned. It is not free flowing discussion. The complete sentence, dear friends. This novel is an enormous piece of work. This novel is a long story, very very long story, a huge book having only one story. So this novel is an enormous piece of work. This novel is huge, very very big. We didn't really get going until halfway through. Until halfway through, the first 50% part of the novel was not having any flow. Only after half the novel, the story started proceeding in a fast pace. It was not going on, it was not proceeding fast until halfway through. I was also put off by the writer's somewhat stilted style of prose. The writer's style is up to some extent, somewhat up to some extent, stilted, old fashioned, unnatural. And because of this style of writing prose, I was also put off. It also prevented me from reading the novel. So when somebody gave you a novel to read, this is one of the complaints you make, that I could not read because one, it's very huge. Number two, in the first 50% pages, the storyline did not proceed fast enough and the style was old fashioned. Third sentence. When all is said and done, she still picks up on that the doctors haven't got to the bottom of her illness. When all is said and done, considering everything, after considering all the important facts, all is said and done, we have taken into consideration all possible things. When all is said and done, success without happiness is the worst kind of failure. You get success, you get a job, you get money, but there is no happiness in your life. Success without happiness is the worst kind of failure. Because success basically is targeted to be happy. If you achieve success but no happiness, then you have miserably failed in your life. It's a very good quotation, very good sentence, very deep sentence. She doesn't have a lot of experience. She's not experienced, she's new, she's green, she's inexperienced. But when all is said and done, considering all possible facts, she is the best person for the job. There may be some new people not having a lot of experience, but even then they are the best possible options. So sometimes experience is not the only criteria to pick up somebody for a particular position. Pick up on, to pick up on, to start talking something, to start feeling something again about something that someone said previously. You have picked it up again, you have picked it up on. Only one newspaper picked up on the minister's statement. Only one newspaper reported. He started talking about the minister's statement, all others ignored that. She always picks up on something or the other to get involved completely. She always starts talking about something. She always starts feeling about something or the other. And then she gets involved in it completely. There is a word known as monomania for such people. They keep on picking up different things at different timings, but when they pick up one thing, they get involved in it completely. To get to the bottom of, when you get to the bottom of something, you resolve a long standing problem. Something is very old problem, but you are able to solve it. You get to the bottom of it. Later, by means of threats and cajolery, by means of, with the help of, later after some time, threats, by issuing warning to somebody, cajolery basically when we try to convince somebody by small talk, by positive talk, by sweet talk. I finally got to the bottom of it. Finally, I was able to solve it. Now, you might be wondering that how can one be issuing threats and cajolery at the same time? Suppose a small child, 3-year-old, has got very close to the boundary of the roof, and then he asks you, should I jump down? Now you are afraid, you are shocked. If this child jumps, This will be serious for his health. Now you start issuing threats and you also cajole him. Toffee, biscuits, ice cream. No, I'll beat you. Come on, stay, I'll give you ice cream. Saying so, you get closer to him or her, and then you hold him or her completely. Right? So, in such a manner, you are able to get to the bottom of the problem. You are able to solve the problem by threats and by cajolery at the same time. I won't rest until I have got to the bottom of this. I will not take rest. I'll keep on working until I solve this problem. So this is a commitment. The complete sentence here, friends. When all is said and done, when we have considered all possible important facts, she still picks up on that the doctors haven't got to the bottom of her illness. She always feels, she still talks about the fact that doctors have not been able to resolve her illness. She feels that she had some different disease, but doctors have not been able to get to the problem correctly. She is still talking or feeling about this particular fact. Thank you, dear friends. Keep on watching, keep on noting, keep on sending your useful, beautiful comments, and keep on sharing suggestions. Thank you. All the best. Enjoy.